Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So good morning. Welcome to another market open stream. Today we got some more exciting things to talk about, including what is happening with Bitcoin, all the latest developments, and one specific crypto, Solana, that's making some moves today. So what is going on with both? Let's talk about it. All right, guys. Welcome. We are starting out the day slightly lower than yesterday, but you can see Bitcoin is coming back up strong. 1049. And we have Solana, for example, doing very well today, getting above 262 once again. So what is going on? What's the latest for today? Let's look. First of all, the U.S. market is opening up in the green. Yesterday was pretty weak for NASDAQ as people, or Wall Street was digesting Trump's, or speculating on some of Trump's moves. And he did make some big executive orders. But today looks like NASDAQ is in the green. And we see Microstrategy and Coinbase barely in the red. Can certainly flip it in green, and Robinhood is in the green, so we are looking good on that front. But you know, just like Wall Street, retail investors are all flocking to crypto, speculating on what to buy, so to speak. I didn't know this. There's a new app that's called Moonshot. I've never even heard of it, but if you look, crypto.com. Man, that was genius. It says buy Bitcoin and Trump. That's good on their marketing. But like, look at the top three: Crypto.com, Moonshot, Coinbase. You got Coinbase Wallet, Robinhood. Besides a few for credit and TurboTax, it's all crypto. Okay, all crypto. So what this means is, yes, crypto is back. For retail investors, they're speculating. For Wall Street, that are loading up, and everyone else in between, right? It's looking pretty darn good. You can see here, U.S. court overturns Tornado Cash. That's pretty good. And then also, a lot of you guys know, Silk Road founder Ross Ulbricht got released, and there was a picture of him walking out of jail. So that's great. But then now, people are wondering if Trump should pardon someone like Roger Ver, who was known as Bitcoin Jesus. And then, a lot of controversy. And then he forked off Bitcoin Cash, went a little crazy a little bit because he believed Bitcoin Cash was a better Bitcoin, and went on for a few years, and then, Bitcoin Cash split with BSV, with Craig Wright, and then Veer kind of like came back to Bitcoin a little bit. It was a whole ordeal back in 2017. These days, not a whole lot of people know Roger Ver, but back in the day, he was a big deal. He was like Michael Saylor before Saylor existed. But anyways, he is in trouble in the U.S. for certain things, like tax evasion and stuff like that. So I don't know if he's still sitting in jail. He got arrested last year while in Spain or something like that. So anyways, people are wondering if he's going to get pardoned. And Elon is actually looking into it. Someone actually wrote about Roger Ver, and Elon says he's going to look into it. So he's going to get into Trump's ear. And that may happen. I don't know if that's such a great thing, but it is something. It does show that Trump is listening, right? So that's good. Good overall. What else is there? Obviously, I talked about Wall Street, and they FOMO. They're very reactionary. Sometimes they speculate. Sometimes they get fearful. But overall, the last 4 days, there's no question. Okay, the inflows tells one story, and that is they are buying. Yesterday was another $802 million inflow. $662 million just from BlackRock alone. All the others actually were quite low and one exit there, but 662 million to BlackRock. And then look at look at what, Monday or Friday, over $1 billion inflow, and then 600, 700. Wall Street is certainly loading up right now. Okay, they are also thinking good things, just like retail. They're thinking good things are going to come this year because of the Trump effect and all the executive orders that he's been signing and all the things that he's going to be putting into place. I mean, there are so many things happening, right? Here's an example of one. The SEC, the new SEC chair, is starting crypto task force. Okay, but in a good way, not a task force to go clamp down on innovation, but task force to redo the framework for crypto overall and not use security laws from 1931, which does not apply anymore, right? So this is one thing that's happening right away, led by Hester Pierce, by the way, who is very pro SEC commissioner. This is one example of the new era for crypto in the United States. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. What else is there? MicroStrategy. I talked about this yesterday. They approved, or the shareholders approved, issuing more shares and upping their total from 330 million to 10.3 billion because Saylor wants to buy more Bitcoin. So if you have MicroStrategy shares, you go get a whole lot more after this happens. I don't know when it's going to happen, but that's a huge increase. That's like a 300x increase. So I don't know. If you have one share, you'll get like 300 shares or something. It's going to be enormous. But only 9% of the shareholders voted against it because they want to see this happen. They want to see Saylor buy more Bitcoin. And he has been buying. MicroStrategy has like 3% of the overall supply already. And I think he wants to increase that to maybe at least 10% by the time he's done, which is crazy if you think about it. For one entity to hold that much, that would be absolutely crazy. But we'll see. We'll see. Also, Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase, is predicting that Bitcoin will get into the millions, the multiple millions. Same thing. Michael Saylor believes that. Michael Saylor thinks that Bitcoin may top out like around 23 million or something like that. Or he said he was going to stop DCAing around 23 million. But, you know, if you know, you know. Bitcoin is scarce. It's not like any other investment or commodity out there. And as more and more people buy into it, the price will keep on increasing. It's really that simple. It's not going to change. Doesn't matter what's going on around the world. Doesn't matter what kind of FUD there may be. Bitcoin is pure and it always gets through and it keeps on going. And when we have good macro factors, for example, what's happening in the US, it makes it even better. Like right now, if you look at the number of active addresses, slightly down from our all-time high in 2021, but it's still very elevated. New addresses ramping up, zero balance addresses ramping up, yet the price, you can see, we are at all-time high, right? So that goes to show you how strong Bitcoin is. Despite the fact that I know we look at the price every single day, and sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down, maybe by 8 to 10%, but long-term trajectory is this. It just keeps on going up. And that's why millions someday is not unreasonable. It seems unreasonable now. It seems like, oh, we're stuck at 100K. We're never going to go anywhere. But it was the same thing when we were stuck at 60K. We were stuck at 60K for like 6 months last year. And it was the same thing when we were stuck at 20K. right? Until we weren't at those levels and we jumped up, and then we just get used to a new level. So how can anyone complain about Bitcoin being above 100K? There should be no complaints. And the next leg up will probably bring us to 120, 150, and we may stay there for a while. And then people will start complaining again why we're not moving from 150s. And then it'll be the same thing over and over again. Bitcoin revenue or mining revenue is going up, which means that the miners are also not giving up, increasing their mining, and hash rates going up, difficulty going up, and also revenue is going up. So they're profitable right now, obviously, with Bitcoin being at these current levels, which is really good. That means they're going to continue to do it. That means the network is going to continue to get stronger and more secure. And you could argue Bitcoin is the strongest decentralized network ever, with no downtime, never been hacked, and continues to grow so that you can't shut it down. It's the only network where all the countries have basically agreed we're not going to shut it down because we can't. I mean, there's no other network on the planet that does that. Okay, think about it. There's no one that can stop you from sending your Bitcoin to anywhere else in the world pretty much instantly. And no one in the middle to stop it. There's no other financial network that exists that's like that. So that in itself is worth, it's priceless. There's no number you could put. All right, last thing I'll say about Bitcoin is, some people look at the charts. Some people also look at things like, stable coins and stablecoin dominance. When stablecoins dominance goes down, that means people are spending stable coins. When it goes up, that means maybe Bitcoin is taking a breather, right? But bottom line is this: Bitcoin is going to go a lot higher because there are many things, and people are really paying attention to all the moves Trump is making. It's day 2 of him being in office, or day 3, depending on if you count Inauguration Day, right? So there may be much bigger moves coming. So got to get ready. Get ready for the explosions. All right, what else is there? Today also, I noticed that Solana is doing quite well. Solana's previous high was about 260. Recently, it fell down to like 180 or something, 170. It recently pumped up a few days ago to almost 300, 295 because of Trump coin and Melania coin. Then it kind of took a little breather down 230. Now it's back to 260 and it's looking like it wants to climb up. Normally speaking, with Solana, there's usually some kind of meme or some huge activity that's going on that's causing it to go up because they have a lot of stuff going on. But I think what's contributing now is this: Jupiter, which is the biggest DEX aggregator, and I think the biggest, basically volume driver for Solana, is going to be doing their next airdrop this Wednesday, right? Which is today. Oops, I thought today was Tuesday. So the airdrop will come out sometime today. And that's why a lot of people are probably making a lot of trades and loading up, because normally when you have an airdrop event like this, there's a ton of volume. It's just, that could be the reason. The first airdrop, Jupiter's doing 4 airdrops. So they didn't actually do an ICO or anything like that. So they just decided to airdrop out of the blue. The first one was enormous, made a lot of people a lot of money. A lot of people, some even became millionaires just with the airdrops. So now it's the second airdrop, and now I think a lot of people are, trading ahead of time, because the airdrop is all based on volume. How much you trade, how much activity you have done on the exchange. So could be pretty big. Better check your wallets, check your phantom wallets today for some juicy Jupiter. Yeah, but outside of that, you know, why is Jupiter doing so well? Look at the volume. Look at the volume since 2024 to now. It's just nothing but upwards. Okay, this is one of the reasons why. And then you look at total value locked. It doesn't say it, but it's just going up to the moon right now. You know, because Solana is just so strong. All the memes get launched on Solana, right? And everyone's using Jupiter to trade. But keep in mind, Jupiter is a DEX aggregator, so it does take liquidity from the likes of Radium, which is the biggest DEX on Solana. And Radium is also doing very well. But I just love Jupiter because the interface is just really fast and clean and it just works. It just works. And they're also having their own Jupiterverse in their own conference. And it's free. It's free. If you happen to be there, you could get free tickets, which is coming up in like 3 days. So maybe they'll announce more things there. Outside of that, I did notice one other thing. I've been talking a lot about American-based coins doing well this year, right? Sonic, aka Phantom, right, is another one of those. And they are looking for new headquarters in New York. So Phantom is one that was one of the biggest L1s of the last cycle. They're still holding relatively well. And they just rebranded to Sonic, but it's not just a rebrand. They upgrade their chain completely. It is now faster than ever, can handle more transactions than ever, and it has a tighter integration with Ethereum. So Sonic could be one that also does well this year, right? Because of all the hype around American-based crypto projects. Their TVL is also growing, not most impressive. It's not even in the billions, but it is, you can see, nevertheless, still growing, which is good. That means fundamentally they're doing awesome. And then one of their biggest DeFi project called Silo. I just noticed this, or my team sent this to me. You can stake USDC in Silo and get 25% APR. I guess they really need USDC on Sonic right now. But basically, if you have some extra USDC lying around, you want to earn some yield, you could get some juicy yields from this project called Silo. That's been pretty interesting. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Today's one of those days. Starting out pretty good in the US, or the US market. We'll see if it gets even better. Bitcoin took a little breather today, but you know, you got like Solana that came up today. You got XRP still holding very strong. XRP really didn't dip down at all. And then you got a few others that are holding. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right, let's see. All right, I'm looking. Yeah. All right, I'm all caught up. The Feezy777 says, "Can you guys shut up about Bitcoin dumping? I don't see a freaking dump on a daily or weekly." STFU. You know, most days I like to say that to the people that are saying that in the live chat. Although some are just doing it for fun, some are trolling, some really mean it. That's why it's tough to do these streams sometimes. When you see all these retail investors panic and cause more panic. Evan says, "Loved your piece on FET yesterday, looking very bullish." Thank you. Yesterday I covered, you know, just a few little AI projects like FET, or ASA, whatever you call it now, ASI. I mean, quite honestly, they're in all these things. A lot of things in AI. Everything you could think of, they're in it. And Trump, you know, he helped push that new Stargate program in the U.S. Go push more innovations or AI innovations in the U.S. So I think that's going to help crypto as well. Raven's asking about Illumium and InGen. I'm not very bullish on either one. X Control. SurgePad just dropped it. Had initial sellout but is rebounding. Accounts like CDFI, PO, she's about it. What are your thoughts? Your sentences are very, very, very incomplete. I don't know what SurgePad is. I don't know what like CDFI PO is. I don't know anything about it, so I have no thoughts. Zero. Who that, Mike? Appreciate it. Jonathan says, "Do you think Ross being free shows potential for?" Yes. I mean, it shows Trump, first of all, is a man of his word, and second of all, he really does care about crypto. I know a lot of the crypto community expect him to do a lot more on day one, but like, you know, he's pushing things off, and there's a lot of things on his plate. And I saw bits and pieces of his press conference yesterday while he was signing executive orders and talking to the press. I mean, some of the stuff he says makes a whole lot of sense, especially business sense. I mean, some of the stuff he does are very questionable, like launch Trump coin and Melania coin and all this. Yes, questionable, but like in terms, I think he just thinks it's a joke, so he doesn't really care. But like some of the stuff that he was highlighting during the press conference, I mean, if you listen to him, it just makes a whole lot of sense. So if he truly gets Bitcoin, like he truly gets it, and he really means it, he will carry Bitcoin very far, very, very far. The strategic reserve is the biggest thing that he can do. And if he implements it because he really believes in Bitcoin and realizes the potential, it's such a game changer, and people don't realize that. It would be the first year that we start imagining the first year that the nation started hoarding gold and putting it in Fort Knox, right? How long ago was that? I don't know, 100 years ago or something. Most people are not around when that happened. If this happens, just imagine 100 years down the road, right? when no one around from this generation's alive, and people are just talking about how United States have like $10 trillion worth of Bitcoin in their reserves, and other nations do the same. It's the start of something so massive. It's kind of unbelievable that we're at the forefront of it, right? MJ Metrics. I don't know if you covered it. What's happening with Sol Coinbase delays for 9 hours? I have no idea. Something's going on internally with them. It's not even Sol's network is that congested. Something happened within Coinbase. I don't know. They're trying to sort things out or something. I have no idea what happened. How high do you see Solana going with the ETF? That's just one of many things. But even without the ETF, Sol will go to like 1,000. ETF, I don't know. I don't know how much that's going to help. Probably a lot in the long run. Short term, I think it's still going to do very well without it. Josh says Coinbase delay should be fixed according to Brian Armstrong 3 hours ago. So, might be fixed already. World of Elliott, keep BNB in your portfolio or just move to Sol or Sui. Well, I mean, BNB has done very well, man. Look at BNB still holding at number 6 at 100 billion. Personally, I don't hear a lot about BNB. Besides just Binance, still using them. But like, I don't hear a lot of activity, new things happening on Binance Smart Chain. So me personally, I much rather hold Sol or Sui. But BNB, man, they're just so strong. They don't really go down. They don't really go up, but they don't really go down. They just like hold all the time. GOAT MMA, I'm not going to answer that question. Richard, George, Doge, I thought it would be doing better. Do you think it still has potential? I mean, Elon is pushing it, man. He's still pushing it. I mean, they're up like 7% today. There are so many memes at this point. So it's not surprising that they haven't really done better, but they haven't done bad either. Despite everything, they've been actually still holding well, and they're still at the top 10. Will they get back to their previous 70-cent high? I think so. But keep in mind, they're already at 55 billion market cap, right? So meme coin investors are just going to meme into other memes. So I think they'll come back, but don't expect like a 10x performance from here. I don't think it's going to happen. Oh, this hasn't been updating. Sorry. Doge is down, not up today. But still, holding at number 7. Should we buy WorldCoin? I don't know. I don't like the premise of WorldCoin. So, Free Speech says, how the hell does Melania coin just keep dumping? Well, isn't it obvious? Because no one cares about Melania coin. And I don't know why anyone actually got into it. Yeah, there's no momentum back. Yeah, I'm surprised it's even holding out like 1 billion. Luke asked, do you think Trump dropped meme coins as a test to see if crypto task force was needed? No. No, it was dropped because probably Barron Trump or someone else got close to them and said, hey, let us launch a meme of your names. It'll blow up. You know, you're going to make a lot of money from it. And Trump is probably like, sure, what the hell, go for it. It's just for fun anyways. He probably didn't realize how explosive it would be. And the same to Melania. I doubt either one cares, but maybe now they do because they saw how big it got. That's kind of how I feel. I don't feel like he really cared, and he didn't really realize that how well it would do. You don't think any part of it was for deeper reasons? Zero. None whatsoever. We already had the SEC. The new crypto task force isn't to make more enforcements. It's actually to just create a framework that's more favorable. It's not like it's going to clamp down more on memes. We already had that. Gary Gensler made sure that people got, in trouble for launching things that they're not supposed to. The new crypto task force, the intention was not for that. I don't know. I don't see it. Maybe Trump is two steps or 10 steps ahead of everyone, and that was the reason, but I doubt it. Angel, no, I don't like Gala games anymore. They're a complete mess, so no. There wasn't any other reason for it. VeThor is deflationary. I mean, is inflationary. VeChain VET has a set supply. I've always liked VET more than VeThor because VeThor is the gas and it gets inflated. But you know what? I guess it doesn't matter. When people love it, they're going to buy it, and it's going to go up. Yesterday was just an insane pump. I don't know if it has come down since yesterday. Is Ethereum not made in the USA concerning? It's not concerning, okay? But Ethereum is going to be weaker this cycle. I mean, all the money went into all the L1s and L2s. So it can't possibly do as well as last cycle. So just keep that in mind. It'll still break into new high. There's no doubt about it. It's going to break its previous high and go higher, but if you're looking at the upper limits, compared to like, the upper limits of like others, right? In terms of gains, it's going to be trailing. Any predictions on dog? No. Johnny, if there are potential Solana killers, what project would you say has the highest likelihood and why? If there's another chain that becomes the de facto chain of memes, then I would say there's a chance. But right now, there's none. If you want to launch a meme, the only chain you will launch it on is Solana. That's it. You could try to launch on others, but they're just not going to do as well. So I can't even tell you one that's actually close. But, of course, there are good ones like Sui's up there. Avalanche is up there. I mean, you could put Algorand, Hedera. They've been doing well recently. Injective is up there. But are they true Solana killers in my opinion? No. But that doesn't mean they can't have a greater upside. I mean, keep in mind, Solana is already at 100 something plus billion, right? And it's much harder for them to do a 10x at 124 billion versus someone like, I don't know, like Sui at 13 billion. Sui has to do a 10x to get to the size of Solana. So the upside potential for Sui, for example, or even Avalanche at 15 billion are much greater at this point because they're just much smaller projects. Michael Main, they were paid to say that. That was a sponsored piece, man. So take that with a grain of salt. All right, guys. Looks like we kicked off today. US market is certainly in the green. Crypto took a little breather, but that does not mean, man, look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA is up 4% today because of all the AI stuff. We'll see how the rest of the day goes. It looks like we're recovering back up. We're almost back to 105. Solana is having a good day. XRP is coming up. A lot of things are starting to flip upwards. So today can be good too. We'll see what happens. Yesterday, the same thing. Yesterday morning, we start out slow. And then like afternoon wise, things started really ramping up. It could be the same thing today as well. So let us see. And tonight we will be doing, we're checking out the DCA portfolio once again. All right, guys, smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Johnny's back to being a member, and Jason's asking Botify. I have no idea what Botify is. I'm sorry. All right, have a good one, guys. Take care.